Hello everyone, and welcome back to another HTML video. Today's video is going to be more of an introduction, like a second introduction to HTML. I'll be going more in depth about the things that we already covered and adding a little more. So, without further ado, let's get started. First of all, to start any HTML document, web page, you should start with HTML. And that's with angled brackets. So each element in HTML should have opening angle brackets and closing. So this is the closing because it has the /, and this is the opening because it doesn't have a /. HTML is basically the structure of a web page. To style it and make the looks and appearance a little better and add more colors and style to it, you need to learn CSS and implement CSS with it. To add functionality, you learn JavaScript and you implement that as well into the website. Each word in between the angled brackets is known as a tag. This is a tag, this is a closing tag. This is an opening tag and this is a closing tag. So in between tags is where you have some content, which is, in this case we have HTML, so in between that we're going to have the rest of our web page. One important tag is the head tag. And the head is basically a tag that represents information about the web page. And in the head tag, you can have a title tag, and the title tag is basically just the title of the web page. So I'll show you here, title, and let me just open with live server. As you can see, as of right now, everything is empty. There's nothing special about this. But then in the title, you could type my first website and then save. And then as you can see over here, the title changed. You can also have a body. So the body is basically what you want to display to the user. So after you open the body tag, you can just type whatever you want, like hello, please sub, and then you save it and it shows up there. And you can also, as you can tell, it's a bit small, so you can play around with the size by adding H1. H1 is basically the biggest text size, so as you can see, it's a bit bigger, and then 2 is a bit bigger, or a bit smaller, sorry, and H6 is the smallest. So as you can see, they get smaller and smaller. In HTML, you're going to hear about elements. Elements are basically just from one angled bracket opening to the other. So this whole thing is the title element. This whole thing is the head element. This whole thing is the body element, and this is the HTML element. As you can see, you could even close the head element. You can open them up by each element just to hide the content inside of it. Basically, if you have a really long code, it just makes it easier to move around. There's also the paragraph, which is the P element, and it's basically just for more text. So if you want to display some sample text, you just type this abbreviation and then press tab and then control save, and there's some sample text for you just to get an idea of it. And then there are basically 3 small things that I want to add. One is the line break. So line break is basically just line break. It just adds a space between the 2 lines. So as you can see here, if you type BR and then save, there's a line break. And then as you can see here, you save this, and then there are more line breaks in between each one. The second thing I want to show you is the horizontal rule, which is HR. So to do it, you just basically type HR and then save, and then you have it right there. And as you can see, for both of these, for the HR and for the line break, you only need an opening tag. You don't need a closing tag like for the head or for the title. You just need an opening tag, and that's all. And the last thing I want to show you is the comment. So in each language, programming language, whatever, there is a comment feature. So in HTML, basically it's just, this is the syntax for it. This is a comment. So you have an angled bracket, exclamation mark, and then 2 dashes, and then on the other side you have 2 dashes and an angled bracket to close it off, and that's it. And everything in between is a comment. As you can see, if I save, it doesn't show at all over here. Let's just remove that because it's ugly, and that's all. So thank you for tuning in this video today. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more HTML and web programming content.